What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again to the power of the internet, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about online harassment. Now, I know we've covered this topic quite often before, but I think it's worth covering again because it's making the news all over again, specifically because a group of people met with the UN to talk about women experiencing harassment online, and Google Ideas has shown that Google is interested in trying to help taper or change harassment online, so I thought I'd talk about it. Even though they didn't ask for my feedback, I thought I'd offer it anyway. Some people are going to say that I do not have a right to talk about this concept because I am white and I am male and I don't know what true harassment is like. I disagree, however, because even though my skin is very pale and I do have a penis, in the 9 years that I've been doing YouTube, we've had total strangers show up at our front door to meet us, some to yell at us. We've had people mail boxes of shit to our house. We've had death threats, so many death threats that we've just gotten bored reporting them to the police, and the police are no help whatsoever. We've had our home address, our phone numbers, our licenses, our work addresses, and work phone numbers all leaked. We have pretty much seen it all at this point. If you do have it worse than that, I can't even imagine what that's like. But know that I'm here fighting for you. There are a lot of people out there who want to end online harassment, and I'm actually one of those people. I will say, however, my definition of what harassment is very different from theirs. For example, threatening to harm or kill another person in some way is definitely harassment. But that's actually already illegal, so we've got that covered. Revenge porn or showing somebody's private pictures or even their private information online, that is absolutely harassment, but that too is also already illegal. I'm willing to concede to my opponents that even having a group of people incited to attack you in some way, even if it's just social media or even if it's your home address or your phone number, that's quite clearly harassment as well. And some people will say, well, that's protected by freedom of speech. And in some cases, it's not. It's considered an action inciting a riot to some extent, and people have been brought up in criminal charges for that, and you could be the next one. Now, in the news recently, we have heard that being criticized online is harassment. And I will not lie, it actually feels like harassment when it's bombarding you, but I don't really think that's the case. I think it's a bit of a gray area, so let's break it down and give some perfect examples of the type of stuff that's said about me every day so that we can understand it better. Obviously, every day people call me fat online, and that's something I've just gotten used to. Sometimes they'll say that that makes me a lesser person, or they find me disgusting or awful or shitty in some way, and that does hurt my feelings, but they're perfectly welcome to that opinion, and they're obviously welcome to share it. Now, if they say that I'm so fat that I should fucking kill myself, or I deserve to die, or maybe they are going to kill me, that would be harassment. People should obviously be able to dislike my content and use the comment section or Twitter or Facebook to tell me about it, tell me what they do like about my content and what they don't, what they'd like to see me change, what they'd like to see me do different. If I'm dishonest in my content, they should be able to call me out on it so that I can correct it in the future. All of that's perfectly okay. It's obviously not okay to lump that criticism in with some death threats or some threats of bodily harm or some wishes of pain or misery on me, or to share my personal information or my home address, and God forbid, don't show up and scream it in my face when you're not welcome here. That's harassment. Now, I know most of you are scratching your head right now thinking, Boogie, come on, man, this is common sense. And that's what I would have thought, but apparently it's not so common for certain groups of people who remain nameless. Those groups of people do not ever want to hear anything negative. They don't want to read anything negative about themselves. They don't want to be told that they're wrong. They don't want to have people disagree with them. They want to live in a little speech bubble, happy, free zone where everybody hugs each other. And I gotta say, that's not right for me, and it may not be right for you, but it might be right for them. I personally see nothing wrong if social media websites give you the tools to create a little safe zone for yourself. In fact, I think that's a great idea. If YouTube wants to give you a tool so that you never see one of my videos again because you just don't like looking at me, I think that's a right you deserve. And if Twitter wants to give you the ability to mute or block me so that you never have to hear anything I tweet again, I think that's great too. And if you want to block me on Instagram so you never have to see one of my comments on one of your pictures, that's your prerogative. I think it's a great idea. Hell, maybe even the responsibility of every social media website to give you the types of tools you need to block the type of content you don't want to see. However, the idea of legally mandating such tools is absurd. I would love to see a voluntary movement towards creating those types of tools and all of the different web services out there employing them, but I do not ever want to see those people forced to do it. I also think we should never be allowing any government to put further laws directly into the internet. Most of the crimes that take place on the internet actually are crimes outside of the internet as well, and they can be prosecuted there. There's no reason to create a special online division to censor the internet, and anyone who'd want that is foolish. The internet, as it stands right now, is a really great place to exchange ideas. Probably the greatest place to ever exist in all of mankind. This is the most able we've ever been to communicate with people outside of our own neighborhoods, our own countries, hell, all the way on the other side of the world. And that's awesome. There are countries like Cuba and North Korea and China who censor the internet already, and the people that live there have a lower quality of life because of it. And anyone that would petition a government body worldwide or smaller governments still to begin to censor the internet for whatever good intentions they have, they are creating one hell of a bad situation and one terrible precedent, and it makes me wonder about their sanity. And here's the thing. There are already plenty of laws that protect you outside of the internet, and it's just a short matter of time till the old men who run the court system will catch up and begin to apply those laws to people on the internet. Google ideas, one of the ways I would have suggested we fix this problem, were you willing to ask me, would to say educate our lawyers and our judges how to apply this stuff to the internet as well. I would have also said that in the meantime, while the legal system is playing catch up, we need to do everything we can to give people the tools to create the version of the internet they want or need to see. People have the right to call me a fat piece of shit, and they might be right to do so, but I also have the right to not have to see it. And I also think that the idea of making it illegal or impossible for that person to call me a fat piece of shit, that's what should be criminal, not the other way around. And hell, in a perfect world, if I had the money and I had the way, I would create some public service announcements that YouTube would pre-roll when they don't have other ads to pre-roll, and we would get some of our favorite YouTubers and internet personalities to talk about online harassment and how it affects them, to educate people in the hopes that they would choose to be responsible. But I think it's always got to be their choice. That's just one white male's opinion. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Until then, thank you guys for watching. Please try to use the internet responsibly, and certainly don't use it illegally if you can help it. I know that some of you can't, because I read my comments every day. But I appreciate those of you who are typing nice things, and hell, I still kind of appreciate those of you typing the shitty stuff too. Thank you for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.